You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. Firstly, thank you very much for joining us, all of you. I was hoping you could introduce yourself first.
All right, I'm Sue Hopper and I am the coordinator for the Sheppey Street Pastors, which we have been running for 3.5 years.
And I'm Tracy Jordan and I'm a street pastor working with the Sittingbourne teams.
I'm Tanner Shanmugam. I'm the street pastor coordinator at Sittingbourne. Been operating since October 2010.
So I was hoping you can tell us who are the street pastors.
Right, the street pastors are a group of people linked with the all different churches, and we go out and we mainly listen to people and help along if somebody needs help. Say someone's got a little bit inebriated and is falling over, needs a drink of water, maybe needs a pair of flip-flops, but we're a listening ear and a helping hand.
Now, listeners may have seen you out and about, but what happens on a typical night?
Basically, we're not just sort of street pastors. We do have a team of prayer pastors as well. So they actually remain at the church where they pray for us basically while we're out on the streets. And then we have a team usually of about 4 people, a mixture of male and female. And we go down, basically walking down the high streets, into the pubs and clubs, just generally talking to people. We've basically got the reputation now, most people generally know what we're about. Lollipops is generally what we give out as well, and we're really known for that.
So can anyone be a street pastor?
Well, there are 10,000, at least well over 10,000 trained street pastors in the UK alone. And to become one, you need to really, they withdraw from a cross-section of the Christian community. And so in order to proceed to become a street pastor, you needed to be committed to going into and attending a church regularly. You need to have a personal reference from the minister of the church that you attend, and also you need to embark on a training program, which it's got quite a lengthy training program of I think it's about 45 hours of training that usually lasts about 6 months. And at the end of all of that, of course, you also need to be over 18 years old, and you also need to have a criminal records check, which is pretty obvious, I guess. But the training itself is quite intensive, and it covers a whole host of things. So we look at first aid, we look at the roles and responsibilities that would be carrying out in what we do. We look at the whole structures of things. So we look at how the police runs, we look at how the community operates, and understanding how community in a much stronger way. We also try and particularly major on looking and understanding what youth culture is like, and it's just a whole host of things that really, provide a real professional basis of training.
I was wondering, how long have you actually been running in Sittingbourne and here on the island in Sheerness?
The Sittingbourne I can answer. We've been running sort of, I think Tanner's already said, since 2010, and within that period of time we've built up really good relationships with the pubs, bouncers, and the light club bouncers as well, and also a good relationship with the local police.
Likewise, Sheerness street pastors have built up a good relationship with the police, and also with Sittingbourne street pastors, who often come to my aid when I need a few more people to boost my teams when they go out.
So are there any nights that stick out particularly?
Well, we had a really good sheppey carnival this week, and as we were strolling home to go back to base, a young lady sort of sprung out of somewhere with a friend, and they said, you saved my life." So we sort of stood there, and she said, "You came to my aid when I was very drunk, and you wrapped me in a space blanket, gave me water, and really just sat with her until she'd sort of recovered." And her friend was very pleased that we'd saved her life as well. But it's these little things that do really help us and encourage us to carry on with what we do. And as I say, Sheppey Carnival was a really fabulous time for us to actually get out there and meet the community.
We've been talking to the street pastors for Sittingbourne and Sheerness. Are there any other highlights you wanted to cover?
I think, to be honest, I think most nights are great nights, especially when we walk away and we think, well, that's been a really fun, peaceful night. But I think we've got the Hop Festival coming up in a couple of weekends at Faversham. Faversham don't currently have any street pastors, so we did it last year and it was absolutely amazing, and we've been asked to help out again. So that should be a really fun sort of day and evening.
Also, we'd like to share that we had the Archbishop of Canterbury come and walk with Sheerness Street Pastors, and I believe also with Tanner's group at Sittingbourne, and it was a really amazing time when he came to. He's such a quiet gentleman, and is lovely.
I definitely second that, and when Justin Welby came, it was I think he inspired many of the street pastors when he came along, just by the sheer fact that we knew he'd had a very long day that day, so he'd got up at 5 o'clock, done various things and services and things, and by the end of that day, midnight, he was still on the streets walking with the street pastors in Sittingbourne, having done the street pastors in Sheppey as well. So it was just very inspirational having him, and that was really a highlight of this past year, really, having him with us. But one of the things as well, I think at the heart of all that street pastors are is the faith that they have and the concerns that they have as volunteers in the community. And I think it's I always think it's a bit like mum and dad on the streets, and to be honest, is more than that, because our youngest is probably 19, our oldest is 80 plus, yeah. But it is just individual people in the community just feeling that they want to look after the town, and it's so rewarding.
So if people would like to find out more, do you have any useful contact details you could give out?
I believe that you've got my details on your web, so you're more than welcome to put that out into the network, and I will answer any emails that come along.
Emails for the Sittingbourne branch of Street Pastors is sittingbourne@streetpastors.org.uk, and it would be lovely to hear from anyone that has any questions, etc.
Well, I'd like to thank you all very much for coming along this evening and let us know all about what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is the Street Pastors right here at the Monday Night Community Show on BRFM this evening.